Hi, this is Derek with EuroOptic, and today we are checking out the new Christensen CA5five6, which is available at EuroOptic.com. So this is their latest addition in the realm of the modern sporting rifle market. We're going to go through it and tell you all the details. We're going to compare it to the G2 model that has been on the market, and we're going to take it out to the range and see how it does. So let's start at the back here. It has a Mission First tactical stock and grip. It is a mil-spec buffer tube as well. The upper and lower are forged aluminum, 70-75. The trigger is a Trigger Tech Combat Tango, so it's basically the same weight as their competition trigger, but a bit more robust. So it is a very short two-stage trigger. The first stage is very short and comes in right around the 0.75 to 1 pound marker. Second stage is around 2 3/4 pounds with an overall weight of 3.5 approximately. As we move up here, we have a black nitrided bolt carrier group, which is a semi-automatic only version of it. The mag well is slightly flared just to make the changing of mags a little bit easier, and we can see by this infamous logo it has a mag pull trigger guard. Moving up to the handguard, we have a mostly aluminum with some carbon fiber inserts put into here that'll save weight and also keeping a very strong system. The barrel itself is a 16-inch with an 8-twist 223 wild chamber with a black nitride coated stainless 3-prong flash hider. It also has a bunch of M-LOK sections. I have already installed this AirAttack Picatinny rail here for future testing. It does not come with it. And you also get some flush cups on the left and right of the handguard and also in the bottom of the rifle stock. So with the CA556, I'm going to show you how it relates to its older brother, the CA15 G2 with carbon fiber barrel and handguard. The G2 is about $700 more expensive than the new 556, so I'm going to break it down for you and show you where that money comes from. So if we start off with the stock, there's really not much of a price difference there. The CA556 has the Mission First. The G2 has a BCM, which are roughly speaking the same money for the stock. Hogue grip on the G2 and still a Mission First on the 556, so that's the same. Where the price starts to differ is the 556, like I said, has a forged receiver. The G2 has a much more cooler for the internet billet receiver, so you can get some really nice looking shapes out of it, and a one-piece trigger guard as well. It's a very nice looking rifle. It does take a bit more time on the CNC machine, so that does mean that is more expensive to make on the receiver. The bolt carriers are the same. The charging handles are more or less the same. The trigger on the G2 is the Trigger Tech competitive trigger, which is the same weight as the Combat Tango trigger in the 556, but the reset is a little bit shorter and faster, and the feel of it is a little tiny bit smoother. And that's not to talk down about this one. I'm really liking how I've been handling it so far. So the trigger on the G2 is just that tiny little bit nicer. Where we start to see more price difference, the hand-laid carbon fiber handguard on the G2 takes a lot more time and money to make than the one on the 556, which is mostly made out of aluminum. It's much cheaper to make these little bits of carbon fiber and then screw them to the aluminum receiver. The barrels on both of these are exactly the same. The G2 is tipped with a titanium 3-prong flash hider versus the stainless steel black nitrided one on the 556. So those are basically the major parts that save you some money on the 556 compared to the G2. Now the G2 is going to be a little bit faster to shoot and about 6 ounces lighter than the 556. The 556 comes in at 6 pounds 6 ounces. The G2 at 6 pounds on the dot. So those are the general details of the rifle, and just to give you some input on just how it feels really solid. I mean, one thing I noticed, the upper and lower surface here, how they come together is very solid. There's no wiggle whatsoever. I do like the handguard shape. It does lend itself well for bringing it right up, it does feel very comfortable. It also does have some M4 cuts in the receiver for that. Stock is nice, you know, nothing too crazy about that. It's a mission first, so it's very good quality there. And the rifle just comes up very nicely. I do expect this to be very fast on the range when it comes to something like getting on your target and also getting a lot of shots down quickly and accurately. So that is the nitty-gritty for these specifications of the 5.56 and also some compared to the G2. So now we're going to take this out and do some firing with it and see how it does. To the farm! All right, so we're at the farm right here. We're going to do some shooting. We're going to see how it groups on paper, and we're just going to see how it shoots at some steel targets that I've laid up. If you haven't noticed here, I put a suppressor on it when we're at the farm. We do like to be suppressed for courtesy. One thing I did notice is that the flash hider that was on here was red Loctited on. So if you do want to change it out, I would just say play it safe, take it to a gunsmith. They'll get that off without messing up the rest of your gun. So let's put some rounds in it, see what happens. Okay, so we're going to do some precision shooting with this thing. The rifle is currently cold and a little dirty from when I zeroed it a couple days ago. Got my PST Gen 2 on it, my Omega suppressor, and my Atlas BT65 bipod. Got some Norma 77 grain match ammunition. So let's see how it does. I'll tell you, with that tree line out about 250 yards away, it does make a pretty cool sound. I'm not sure if you can hear that from there, but that was 5 shots from cold bore. Let's go see how it did. Okay, so with the Vortex 2-10 PST on it at 100 yards, it shot noticeably under 1 MOA, 5 shot, cold bore, so pretty happy with that. Threw the EuroTech on it now. We're gonna do some shooting at roughly 30 to 70 yards or so, see how she does there. All right, so there's a quote that I heard, I'm not sure who said it, but it says, if it doesn't shoot steel, it does not deserve brass. So, with ammo being as stupid as it is right now, I got some steel. Let's see. Oh, this thing's so smooth and crisp. Oh, I love it. And even under a lot of shooting, I've noticed this carbon fiber sheds the heat really well. My hand's not hot at all. This Trigger Tech trigger is a dream to shoot, really accurate, very quick. Ah, this is so much fun. Well, takeaways from this rifle, I mean, it's accurate, it's sub-minute accurate for sure. It's fast, it's nice to shoot. See ya. And it's a at a really good price point as well. We just got these in. I think the tungsten ones are in stock right now. We should expect the other two colors here soon. So that's it for the CA556. Please give us a like and follow on YouTube, Facebook, as well as Instagram, and we'll see you next time.